What's up guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're here working on the XF, finishing the wiring. It's all pretty much done and ready to chuck back in the car. I spent the last few days just rerouting some stuff, lengthening some stuff and whatnot, and as I showed you guys in the previous episode, just cleaning it up pretty much. Yeah, so that's all done, it's all ready to get chucked back in the car. Hopefully it all works. Like, I was a little bit nervous pulling it all apart when it did work already. Praying to God that when I plug it all back in, it's all been, every wire is the right wire and whatnot. So it should be good. So the two items we're going to put back in the car is the switch panel and the fuse panel. So yeah, fuse panels come up really nice. I'm really happy with that. I've got my 4 main looms now, and then with my switch panel, I've got my 2 main looms. So this one goes to the power post, and this goes to the fuse panel. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how this has come out. And then inside the car also, we've got all the lines in here covered pretty nicely. We've got new ground wires ran to a proper permanent spot now, which they shouldn't be able to break free from. Not that we had that issue before, but I just want to make sure that we won't have that issue. All the lines inside the car now have been covered and taped correctly. They've all been heat wrapped as well. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's plug all this stuff back in and see how we go. Also new to the vlog today, I'm going to steal one of Rob Darn's ideas. I love the way he does his vlogs with the chest mount, showing all the stuff getting done. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so for the 2 panels we need to fit back in. Time to get some tools ready for it as well. So we'll need this little bad boy, a battery, screws for the fuse panel. So let's chuck that in first. Battery. I don't like working in quiet. I like having a bit of background noise going on. So that one's one in. I'm not too sure where the bloody hell I've put the other 2 screws for that. I keep everything together. So this is everything I've pulled apart recently. No, alright, so I need to get two screws for that. Next up, the switch panel. Shoes off. Don't want dirty the race car. Put this nut and bolt back on here. Alright, so we need the screws for the switch panel. I don't think that was them. How good is trucks driving past on stop? It's not annoying at all. In case you can't tell, that's sarcasm. Now, I don't suggest doing all this kind of stuff up with power tools, because a lot of people are way too gung-ho and will just send it straight in the hole and strip it. But I'm a little bit more delicate. So, where the hell is the... Am I blind? Where's the loom for the switches? Alright, another rule, guys. Before you start tightening stuff, make sure you put the loom through correctly. Oh, I can see it. There it is. I knew that. I just did that for dramatic effect. So connect that bad boy. This one belongs to this one. These are all going to get labelled as well. Unfortunately, I ran out of bloody a paper for the label maker. I have a label maker and I like to label absolutely anything and everything. This makes life so much easier, especially at the racetrack, especially when you've got other people helping that don't know this car as well as you do. even though some of the people I have helping, even without knowing the car, know more than I do anyway. So yeah, it looks a little bit neater. There's a cover that goes over here and whatnot. So let's give it a shot. Now, alright, so that's all connected up now. Everything looks perfect, I can't see anything wrong there. We've got our earth, we've got everything to the power. Let's turn it on. So, isolator on, ignition. Straight away you can see that we've got the alternator light is on. Fuel pump's working. Gauges, yep, gauge is working. We've got volts, all that's working correctly. Turn the lights on, let's see if we've got lights. The headlights aren't in, so I can't check that. As we can see here, we have tail lights, so that's good. Already pretty confident the wiper works. I don't want to turn it on because, as you can see here, I need new blades. So I'm going to not test that one, but everything there works. Hazards are working, I can already see I've got power there. Let's bump the starter, let's see, make sure that works. We've got power, and as you can see, the tack's reading properly. Perfect. I'm pretty happy with that. That's the wiring inside the car, pretty much done. Although I still want to have a look at the wiring for the gauges and neatening that up a little bit, but it all works perfect and I shouldn't have failures there. One other thing I was playing with the wiring on recently is in the engine bay. So I'll show you guys. So as you can see here, I've moved the coil off of the intake manifold. I just didn't like it there. It all looked way too cramped. It's also probably not a good idea to have the coil on there and just keep vibration away from that. So I need to get a lead made up to reach over to here, to reach over to the distributor. I've changed some of the wiring, so I've just got to do some new coverings of some of the wiring just to protect it. Fix the thermo fans. The thermo fans work correctly now. Both come on correctly, which I'm stoked about. Oh, and so as I mentioned in the last video, I hate the blue ignition leads. Without even asking, this is how good Raceworks are. Without even asking, they dropped me off a black set of ignition leads for the car as well. And they've told me to let them know the length I need for the ignition wire. So the coil wire to the distributor. So I can't be any happier than that. Raceworks have looked after me so much. They've done a phenomenal job. So I've never had any issue with them. I've never had to ask or beg for anything. Literally, they just bring everything to me straight away all the time. But yeah, that's pretty good. We've got power on everything that we need to have power on. Everything's working correctly. Let's make sure. We'll just test that everything turns off the way it's supposed to. Flick the isolator, and we've got no power. Perfect. Alright, so a couple little more trim pieces to put back in just to complete the interior. I'm pretty sure I had this working, and that's clipped in. Nice. Hides most of it a bit. I'm going to tuck this up a little bit neater. But yeah, so that's one panel back on. And this goes on the driver's side. Underneath the steering wheel, I need a big flat head. Alrighty, so that's in. So that's the dash back together pretty much, as you can see. I'm really happy with that. I'm probably gonna. Ooh, I need those two little clips. One sec, let's finish it. That little clip and that clip. Here you go. There we go. Anyone that spotted that, I like my car to smell nice. I know it's a race car, but doesn't mean it can't smell nice. I'm probably going to pull some of this back apart again because I'm still tossing and turning with the idea of doing this in suede or flocking it. It's pretty easy to do because these bars I can remove if I need to, and I'm pretty sure I can remove this dash pad from the actual dash console itself. So as you can see, I'm a happy boy, everything's working. I was a little bit nervous about pulling all this apart and seeing if I was smart enough to put it all back together again, but it's working better than it ever has. Everything's labelled, everything's so easy now, so if we have an issue at the track, I don't have to worry about what wire goes to what, and it's all literally done there for me. I've made a wiring diagram up for the car as well, just something I could have for a rainy day. You never know when you might need it. So that's the wiring aspect of the car done. I'm really happy with how that come out. It looks so much neater and actually looks like a semi-professional did it. But yeah, I'm really happy to have that done. That's a part of the car that was giving me a little bit of grief and that was annoying me a bit, that I wanted to get looking a lot neater and just be more consistent, more reliable. So that's one thing that next year I don't have to worry about when we start hitting the track. As I said, I'm going to have a heap of things I want to keep up to date with, keep you guys up to date with, that we're going to update, fix and improve on the car. I've got heaps of stuff coming, so stay tuned for the next episode, guys. Cheers.